Hello and a very good evening. Since early on Saturday morning, the same medical college, which had been at the central point of a massive shock and a shocker that has sent shockwaves across the city of Kolkata and also across the country, has now come under the siege of angry protesters. Protesters have erupted in anger, and it is all because they have lost one of their own. We have lost one of our own. The India as a country has lost one of its daughters. Bengal has lost one of its daughters. And it was not a death solicited by the woman. It was a death that was inflicted upon her. She was brutally killed. Brutally killed. We are reporting live from Arjikor Medical College and Hospital, the same hospital where we had reported from yesterday while breaking the story as to how here PGT woman, a medical student, a doctor, was raped and murdered. It's been over 24 hours, and in these 24 hours, the main accused has been arrested. What you have learned from police sources that there was only one man involved, and he has been arrested. We are trying to file a detailed report as far as the investigation is concerned and other details pertaining to the story is concerned. But that apart, we are also here at this gate, the emergency gate of the Arjikor Medical College and Hospital. In this very building, the second year PGT student was there on the third floor, inside the seminar room, where she was subjected to the brutality. This building, like the memory of one and all, stands as a testimony of a scarred moment. Just to give you a basic sense, when you come to a hospital, what do? You do like this, try and pursue your faith, look upwards in hope and prayer that your patient once going inside would be out all hell and hearty. You look upwards. When you come in here and you look up, you find such posters. No mercy to rapists. We want justice. Justice for victim. Justice for doctors. No security, no work. Justice for victim. Arjikor Medical College, our child. This medical college and hospital, which is a reputed one, a government medical college and hospital, which pulls in students, patients from within the city, from outside the city, from all across the state. This is how it looks like now. Protesters have taken seize of the very entrance of the medical college and hospital as they demand better security. We are trying to file a detailed report as what really happened, what details pertaining to the investigation we have learned so far, and that report would be filed shortly. But here to give you a sense of the ground, they have kept this one passage available for patients and for emergency work. But that apart, over there, students are protesting. Very interesting, that gate is the Arjikor Medical College gate, and no outsiders are allowed inside. So even while I came in, all the protesters inquired about my credentials. They checked my press credentials and only then they were allowed. They are saying we do not want anyone, especially from a party, to come in and patronize our protest, appropriate our protest. And the kind of chaos and the commotion that you see there, it is because political parties have tried coming in here. According to them, they want to extend solidarity with the protesters. But here the protesters are saying, if you are trying to come in here, flag, thank you so much, don't come. We don't want you. And all the students, they are trying to block the road, block the gate, in order to thwart every attempt of any political party to come inside with political flags. Students are saying that if you come inside without your political flags, as a common human being, we are okay with that, otherwise not. Well, over there, the chorus for justice is only gaining more momentum. It's getting louder. And over here, all these students, excuse me, you're all part of the protest. You're all part of the protest. You are part of the protest. Yes. Okay. I am. Sorry. You don't want to comment anything. Excuse me, ma'am. Can I talk to you? You're a student out here. I see you are wearing a badge. Okay, but you have come from outside to show solidarity. Okay, how do you see this, ma'am? I know it's a very brutal, barbaric incident, and no word can be enough to condemn this. But as the protest intensifies, what are your expectations and what are you demanding?
We just want justice for the one who of the victim. We just want that the culprit gets a punishment. With the we're just waiting for that. We just want like
What kind of punishment? What kind of punishment?
whatever is decided by
Okay, by the court.
the court.
Okay, okay. All right, ma'am, you want to say something? You're also you're also from a different college. You're here to show solidarity. So several college students have come in here to express their solidarity. I will try and see if I can keep my camera out here for better background and bring some students to talk to them. Over here, I do get to see several students have come down. Excuse me, you're all from here. আপনারা এখানকার SSKM এর my camera is that side. Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. Over see the students out here are holding their protest. They're raising their slogan demanding justice. And as you see, it reads, "We protest against the murder of the second year PGT of chest department of RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. We want justice, RG Kar Medical College and Hospital." There is another poster out here. Somebody says, RG Kar Medical College, সম্মান নিয়ে বাঁচতে দাও, নইলে নিজেই নিজের প্রাণ বাঁচাও। আগে বাঁচবো, তারপর বাঁচাবো. I think this is the most, the strongest statement that I've heard. আগে নিজে বাঁচবো. Like it's being said when you are on your life, that wear your safety equipments first before assisting others. The doctors are saying unless we keep ourselves safe and secure, we can't treat others or we can work for others' safety and security, even for medical fitness. Somebody has this poster, "We want justice." Ma'am, আপনারা এই কলেজে, you are from this college. Okay, are you an intern, trainee?
We are second year GS.
Second year, okay. So this building, did you have access to this building? You have gone inside? Okay, are there security people inside? There are no security people?
No.
Okay. Are there CCTV cameras?
নেই from that place ওখানে কোনো সিসিটিভি ক্যামেরা নেই
ওখানে CCTV ক্যামেরা নেই?
যেখানে ঘটনাটা ঘটেছে সাফিসিয়েন্ট সিসিটিভি ক্যামেরা
ওকে, বাট CCTV ক্যামেরার ভিডিওর ভিত্তিতে অ্যাকিউজকে ধরা হয়েছে।
কিন্তু ওখানে তো আমরা বাইরে সিসিটিভি ক্যামেরা কোনটা থেকে ক্যামেরা রুমে কোনো সিসিটিভি ক্যামেরা নেই বাইরে যে ক্যামেরা আছে সেখান থেকে ধরা
ওকে, এই যে আপনারা জাস্টিস চাইছেন, আপনারা সবাই আই এম শিওর স্ট্রিনজেন্ট পানিশমেন্ট চান। কেমন ধরনের পানিশমেন্ট চান?
ফাঁসি হোক। আমরা তো সবাই এটাই চাই, ফাঁসি হোক। এরকম আমাদের সাথেও হতে পারে। আমাদের কি সিকিউরিটি আছে এখানে? সেই ওয়ার্ডেই ইভেন আমাদের কিছু স্টুডেন্টকে নাইট দেয়া হয়েছে কালকে। মহিলা নিরাপত্তা আমরা আরো চাই।
ওকে, আপনারা কোনো রাজনৈতিক দলের, কোনো স্টুডেন্ট ইউনিয়ন, কোনো ট্রেড ইউনিয়ন?
আমরা এখানকার, আমরা জাস্ট আরজি করে কোনো রাজনৈতিক দলের কিছু।
Okay, so out here, as you see, the students out here are raising slogans. They are protesting. They are saying they want justice. They are demanding stringent punishment. Many are saying it is time for capital punishment. Enough of sympathy. Enough of human rights. The one who died also had human rights. She was brutally killed. What happened to her human rights? And these are questions that people are saying, questioning, asking, that while our nation is at times divided over whether capital punishment should be given or not, one who died, one who was killed, one who was brutally raped and murdered, she too had human rights. Period. And if she can be brutally killed, how many more such deaths will actually wake up this nation to realize it is a heinous crime and a punishment in a punishment stringent enough would finally act as a deterrent. Because every time a crime of this kind happens, somebody says we want a stringent punishment. It should act as a deterrent. Then the matter becomes sub judice. Then court takes years after years to decide whether the person should be hanged or not. Even after the person is being announced that should be hanged to death, there is so much of scope for mercy before this authority, that authority, from the president, and eventually there had been cases where the accused, even after being given capital punishment or being hanged to death, has survived behind the bars for over 10 years. And thus all these students, in a very angry voice, raising this very question: how many more such deaths? How many more such incidents of rape? How many more such gut-wrenching incidents of crime will finally come to think? Should India now start thinking in the lines of a capital punishment to punish a criminal who is so brutal, so pervert, did not blink his eyes before smothering that woman, before killing her, before raping her? Hang him to death. Many are even saying hang him in public so that it acts as a deterrent. The anger which has now spilled here, excuse me, আপনারা এখানকার student. Okay, I just want to talk to another man. You know, women have come out in this protest, men have come in this protest, everybody should come in this protest, and everybody is supporting this protest as well. What kind of justice do you think will actually be a justice to the woman?
আমরা এখানে আমার সিনিয়র দিদি আছে, দিদিদের পরে প্রোটেস্ট করতে আসছি এখানে। যতক্ষণ না আমি একটা বিচার পাচ্ছি, তার আগে পিএম যে নোটিশ দেওয়া হয়েছে সেখানটা এখন আমাদের কাছে এসে পৌঁছায়নি। পিএম যে নোটিশটা আমাদের পাঠিয়েছে সেটা এখন আমাদের হাতের কাছে আসেনি। আমরা একটাই চাই, জাস্টিস আমরা পেতে চাই। পিএম আমাদের একটা নোটিশ পাঠিয়েছে, সেটা এখন আমরা পাই। পিএম আমাদের
প্রাইম মিনিস্টারকে নোটিশ পাঠানো হয়েছে,
নোটিশ পাঠিয়েছে।
আচ্ছা,
সেই নোটিশ এখন আমার কি নোটিশে কি বলা আছে না বলা আছে কিচ্ছু এখন আসেনি।
আচ্ছা,
যতক্ষণ না সেগুলো পাচ্ছি, যতক্ষণ আমরা জাস্টিস পাচ্ছি, তখন আমরা এখান থেকে নড়বো না।
কেমন ধরনের জাস্টিস চাইছেন, কি চাইছেন?
সুবিচার চাইছি, এটার বিষয়ে বিচার চাইছি। এটা এমন না চাপা হয়ে যায়, এটা জাস্ট বিচার চাইছি আমরা, যে হয়ে ধর্ষিত হয়েছে বা খুন হয়েছে, যারা করেছে তারা যেন কঠোর থেকে কঠোরতম শাস্তি হয়।
Okay, punishment and the chorus for a stringent punishment is growing. Excuse me, ma'am, are you a doctor? You're from here? My name is Tamal Saha. Can I just talk to you for a minute? We are live. I do see the protest which has intensified since morning. I was here yesterday. You are here lending your support to the protesters. And I'm sure we are all in same page. It's a brutal crime. Yes, but what kind of justice are you seeking?
Justice for the victim.
What kind of punishment are you seeking?
That is for the law to decide, but at least you catch hold of the culprits. That is
Okay.
to start with. And we definitely want security at workplace. No woman should be insecure at the workplace.
So you're a practicing doctor here at Arjikor Medical
I'm
College?
not at Arjikor, but I've come here to extend my support.
Okay. Are you practicing at somewhere private?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sure I don't know whether you belong to Kolkata or outside.
Kolkata.
Okay. Many students who pursue this PG course and who aspire to be a medical doctor, many of them come from outside.
Right.
And many of them have their own aspirations. Some have aspirations to become a doctor, some have aspirations to become an engineer. It's just not about, and it's also the death of those aspirations. Somebody who just wanted to be a doctor is no more there with us. Dreams die. What do you want to tell to the society?
We should, I think, educate both genders to respect the opposite gender. That is like it should begin at the practical level. That is where we are lacking, I think, as a society. If you inculcate those values, if you learn to respect the opposite gender, then I don't think these things will happen.
You also think the same, ma'am?
Yeah, I think for the punishment part, if you're asking, I definitely agree with her that it's ultimately for the jury to decide. But yeah, it should be something of the extreme level so that it sets as an example and people in the further distant or near future
think twice before committing these kind of crimes. And the second thing about educating the kids, whether it's a boy or a girl. So the ultimate thing is like we saw in the movie of Amitabh Bachchan and Tapsi Pannu Peng. The thing is, if somebody says no for some reason, be it that you are in a relationship, they break up with you, or you're approaching somebody, they say no to you, or you're attracted to somebody, they say no to you. If somebody says no, that's it. You stop there. You don't go ahead and take out your anger and vent it out on somebody and take their life. Because whether it's an aspirant studying something medical or engineering or in any line of work, a kid dying is as precious for any parent, whether in whichever class, in whichever stream of they're studying in, and wherever they're studying in. So that's all. I think a death cannot be it cannot be justified in any way.
No one can justify. No one can justify. As a man, as a human being, I hang my head in shame for what has happened, and it is shocking that this has happened in our own city.
And because if you just put yourself in her shoes and think, the crime apart, just to think, try to understand what that woman had to do in the last moments of her life before her death. It should just send chills down your spine just to think okay, what she might have felt at that moment, trying to grasp onto her life so desperately. So that is something we should think about. And everybody should think. The guy is doing it, they should think about that happening to their sisters or their own daughters in the future. It's like no woman is safe, and if no woman is safe, it's going to come back to all the guys. So they should just step up. It should not be like I'm a guy, I'm safe. Because the one who's doing it ultimately is going to catch up to them in any way possible because karma is there. But yeah, the judiciary should act very firmly on this because this is not at all tolerable. This is not just done. It just sends our society millions of years backwards. Like, you can't say this. This can't be happening in a modern society where we are talking about equality, gender equality. And look, this is happening. This is not tolerable.
Give me one word that you can't agree with her. Thank you so much, ma'am. It is how it looks like now. This is Arjikor Medical College and hospital. The gates are locked. People have come from outside. They are only doing the demonstration outside, not allowed to come in. And out here, there are students, there are professionals, there are doctors from outside who have just come here to extend support. Rape is the most heinous crime, period. No one can support it. No one should ever support it. And if you do not support it, you have to raise your voice against it. It is a social malice and it needs eradication. It can only happen with the help of one and all. It cannot be done alone by judiciary. It cannot be done alone by the authority. It cannot alone be done by government. It can only be done if all of us come together. And every time such an incident happens, we have often seen political blame game. And that political blame game also leads to misplaced priorities and an appropriation of the situation where sensitization of society as a discourse certainly takes a back seat. Over here, it is our humble appeal and also our effort to ensure that we can all unite in sensitizing the world around next to us. If something has happened to her, it is just not limited to her. It can happen to you, it can happen to she, he, a little child, me, anyone, elderly woman, everyone. And that's the reason it is very, very important. As a parent, you should be more observant about your child and your child's activities. There is a reason why I'm saying this. Because News the Truth, an entity, has learned that the accused was a pervert. The accused had, he had this addiction to porn. His cell phone was filled with porn videos. Everything you will get to know in our detailed report, which will be coming out shortly. And that is the reason we say, do watch the report. At the same time, prepare yourself for a sensitized and sensitive environment around us, with us. It is about us. It is about our next generation. It's about everyone in the same world we are living in. rape is a crime. No way, no one, either through words, insinuations, should endorse it. Since morning, I've seen this protest swell, and the protesters have braved the pouring sky, the heat. Many of them haven't had food, and they are saying accused has been arrested. If there are more, should also be punished, and the arrested accused should be given stringent punishment. In fact, before we wrap up, we will quickly go. I'll ask my producer Titash if you have the quote of the Chief Minister ready. The Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, has issued a statement. I'll just go through it and I'll quote her. You can just play it in a double window. This is what she has said. This is what she has said. Okay. Firstly, the incident is unfortunate and despicable. It feels like a person to me. The anger of the doctors and the demands are justified. I support it. Police have also accepted the demands. I was in Jhargram yesterday, but I was keeping track of all the developments. I spoke to the family of the victim and assured them of proper action in this case. I am directed for the case to be taken to a fast-track court. If needed, the accused will be hanged. Even though I am not pro-capital punishment, but they should be given the strictest punishment. Meanwhile, one accused has already been arrested. We have assured that not a single doctor who is protesting faces any kind of problem. For those who are protesting, if they feel they don't have faith in the state administration, they can approach any other law enforcement agency. I have no issue with that. We want proper and thorough investigation and stringent punishment for the culprits. Just as we have a responsibility, the hospital superintendent too has a responsibility. We will also probe if there was negligence on any part. I was in constant touch with the police. The doctors can keep protesting, but at the same time, they should also treat patients. Only if the victim's family demands are probed by central agency. We don't have any objection, as there is nothing to hide. Kolkata Police Commissioner is in the hospital. He was there the whole night yesterday. He was in contact with me. I'm clearly saying that an exemplary punishment has to be made. The one who has been caught used to work there. There should be proper vigilance. Losing a colleague affects everyone. Even I have 2 junior doctors in my family. I was with them previously and I will also with them. If needed, I will serve the Principal Secretary and the Police Commissioner again. The premises of RG Corps has to be increased. I will see if the area of the tram depot there can be used for this. That's the statement which has come from the Chief Minister. She has assured that stringent punishment would be given. In fact, probably the time Chief Minister holding a constitutional position had gone to the extent of demanding, of saying, let the person be hanged. And there is a sense of anger. There is a sense of anger in one and all. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Some human rights watchdog come up and say the person who is an accused also has a human right. What about the human rights of the woman who has been subjected to such brutality, who has been killed? Didn't she have the human right to have an aspiration to become a doctor? Didn't she have the human right to have a dream to become a doctor? And pause for a moment. Away from all the noise of the protest and every spot, there is a family mourning for this woman who is no more there. There is a family that's mourning for the loss. And no matter how much you scream, no matter how much you empathize as a human rights activist, you cannot feel the pain of the family that has lost their daughter. I'm sorry, I'm very, 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 very angry. I'm very angry. I met with the teachers, and that would be part of my report. I met with the teachers of the first school of this very woman. Not first school, the second school she had gone to. From class 5 till class 12, where she had studied. All these teachers had come down here. I'd seen them cry. And they were equally angry. They were telling, taught our children to fight. We have taught our children to have dreams, to have aspirations. Probably we should also teach our children now on. When you see a monster like this, fight, fight, fight. I've seen those teachers break down. I'm very, very angry. I'm also a human being. Those teachers broke down. They were saying she was like my daughter. They didn't belong to any political party. They just came in here because they wanted to support this protest. They could not see the body of that woman. And one of the teachers told me, as a teacher, how do I see? How do I see this woman? She was my student. I am a woman, she was a woman, and she was raped and murdered. And there are many, many, many other people who belong to the civil society who have come down. I won't say civil society, they're common human beings. Because civil society is I don't know where they are. I'm sorry, where they are, I don't know. They're just waiting for some opportune time. I don't know where they are. And not that I'm asking for some protest to happen against this, against that. I think we should all unite to protest against rape. And it is about time, as I said. As a man, if I'm a father and if my child is son, I should talk to my son very freely. That if you are spending a lot of time as a teenager inside the washroom, it's absolutely fine to talk about masturbation. Because masturbation is not a crime. Masturbating at a woman is a crime. Doing that in public, fantasizing a woman is a crime. And if you do not know what the crime is, in what form it's getting born in the mind of a child, how do you nip the bud? How do you correct it? How do you do course correction? Charity begins at home. We all have to start this. Perversion is a disease. It grows with time. I'm sorry if I'm lecturing, but I'm sure you would feel my anger. Just to give you a sum up, this is the very building inside which, on the third floor, is the seminar room where the crime was perpetrated. There is no doubt she was subjected to brutal rape and then she was killed. There is some amount of ambiguity as whether she was smothered first and then raped. One accused, he has been identified as Shonjoy. He has been taken into police custody. Medical reports of the accused have also confirmed that he was involved. There were scratches found on the body of the accused, and Shubhama Mondol, we want justice. I get you. We all want justice. And yes, just to continue with the sum up, so the accused is behind bars. He's in the police custody. What you've been told by, so he has been sent to 14 days of police custody. 14 days of police custody he has been sent to, and we have seen what the Chief Minister has said. We have also seen as how people have come out on the streets pleading for stringent punishment, at the same time safety. We talk about workplace. Yes, we have to make our workplace very, very safe. And if this is a government medical college and hospital, the footfall definitely would be much higher than a private one. And that's the reason whoever is being responsible for the gate, I just give you a small example. This is the emergency gate, and you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 security people are manning this very gate. Yesterday, how many did I see? Only 2, because they were there on duty. And that apart, there were police people who were stopping everyone to go inside this very gate because it was the crime scene. It is the place of occurrence. That's the reason nobody was allowed to go inside. But after the incident, we do see there are more deployment of private security people by the college authorities. And also very interesting, we have heard the police commissioner speak. Do we have the sound? Do we have the sound bite of the police commissioner ready? Okay, we will play this police commissioner's bite, an excerpt of it. It will be part of the larger story. But you know, the police commissioner has spoken, the chief minister has spoken, political parties have spoken, we journalists have spoken, reporters have spoken, you know, protesters have spoken, everybody has spoken now. The only soundbite that I don't have is the principal of this medical college and hospital. I really want to do an interview of the medical college principal. Where are you? Why are you silent? Why don't you come out and issue a statement? If there is nothing to hide, why don't you issue a statement? And you know what? While I'm not trying to cast any aspersion, but you do understand that funds are allocated for everything. When you are doing some management, if somebody is responsible for hiring cars, it is that person's responsibility to hire cars. If I am the owner who is giving the assignment to an event management company, my job is to pay. Similarly, there are funds allocated for the development of medical college and hospital. Whether the funds have been properly utilized for the cause, anything we really want a white paper on. Whether adequate CCTV cameras were bought, whether adequate CCTV cameras were installed. Yes, police people have told me there are CCTV cameras on every floor. But are they enough? It's something we are questioning. And these questions can only be answered by the principal of the medical college and hospital. Thus we say, issue a statement. Because here, the people who come here to study, they come with a lot of aspirations. Somebody would die in Jadavpur University and we would wake up. Somebody would die in medical college and hospital, we would wake up. Every day would not happen that we would only get into the habit of waking up from slumber. In fact, it is enough and we should put an end to this slumber. Nonetheless, I thank you all for connecting with us. And I would also request all our viewers, doesn't really matter if you are in Manipur or you are in Ladakh or you are in Delhi, Karnataka, or you are in Maharashtra or you are in Punjab, doesn't matter. Please understand, this story belongs to India and this story belongs to you. This story should matter to you. And when I say this, I'm not trying to swell in any kind of, a protest against A, B, C, D. No. I want consensus. That we all unite and raise our voice against rape. And that can only happen if we start sensitizing the house that you're living in, the neighbor's house, the neighborhood, town, the district, the city, the state, the country, the world. Thank you so much for watching. We will be coming back with a special report.